I welcome each one of you who has joined us today on this week's community show, in a show where we talk about many issues that pertain to communities, most especially in Uganda. And this, in the month of March, we have chosen to focus on women. Today, we are talking about women in innovation and technology. It's an interesting phenomenon, and its technology is something that we cannot avoid in this modern day and age. And women being at the center of innovation, women being at the center of entrepreneurship, interact each and every day with technology. And we want indeed to ascertain, evaluate, and assess how much women have integrated technology, mainly the use of information technology, in their innovations and in their day-to-day work. To help me discuss this, we are joined by Tracy Atukwatse, Vaolah Amumpaire, and Lydia Musime. These will help us further substantiate on this issue and share with us their experience as women entrepreneurs, as women who innovate and deal day-to-day with technology in their work. I'll ask them to introduce themselves and then we shall continue. Vaolah, please, Tracy, and then Lydia in that order.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Vaolah Amumpaire. I'm the founder and CEO of Wena. Wena is an online-based community for construction. We are basically bringing together sellers of construction supplies, fundis or professionals, and all other items that you need for your construction project.
Tracy?
Hello, hi. Thanks for hosting us on this community. I'm Atukwatse Tracy, founder of Venus Crafts, and I'm also a CTO at Moni Media Company located in Kampala, and I also happen to be a TechLead at Fashion Success Enterprises.
Yes, thank you, Tracy. Tracy, I don't know whether you should come closer to the phone or something, but we are receiving a bit of an echo and we could not hear. The pitch is quite high. I don't know whether it's just the voice, but the pitch is quite high and we could not hear well, but let's see how that goes. Lydia?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm happy to be here once again. Being a month for women, I'm excited. So you've heard my name is Lydia Musiimire. I work for EAP Old Micho as the regional sales manager. So I specifically sell insurance, both general insurance, life insurance, and health insurance. A lot of insurance, because insurance is so big. And I just won the most innovative insurance agent of the year 2022. Also, I won the most innovative insurance agent also for the year 2021. The most customer care champion for 2022. So I think I'm glad to be here, and being our month, I'm very, very excited. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we shall begin with you, Lydia. On that note, you obviously interact with these two phenomena of innovation and also technology. Please share with us your story on how you inculcate this or you embed this in your day-to-day work, as we have heard you have received an award of someone who is the most innovative. And also in doing your work, you majorly use technology. Please share with us your story on how you put this, you embed this in your day-to-day work.
Thank you so much. I'll start with the most innovative of 2021. Of course, all of us, or most of us, must have learned a lot during the COVID, or what happened where most of us were not moving anywhere. we are home for almost 6 months. But I sat down and I said, now I need to be innovative. I need to use my head and think of what is going to happen next. What if this country is locked for over 12 months? What is going to happen? And yet I'm a commission earner who only have to earn on only what I have to bring to the company. So my head had to think. I had to sit down, and that's when I started using the online selling. I think no one in Uganda here has ever started that, selling online and selling insurance products. People are used to seeing you in their offices, face-to-face discussions. But then I had to think about using the Zoom meetings, the calls, the recording videos online, and that is I want the most digital innovative for that year. And at IRA, and how many agents we have in this industry and becoming the winner. So to me, it's not something small. And then this year also, the most innovative for 2022, which just happened on 10th of March at Serena, where I also became a winner for the most innovative. I also was excited being the month for women to celebrate myself as a woman, but also thinking outside the box, because where the world is heading, you cannot just sit and let things happen. You've got to think outside the box and see the way forward on what is going to happen. So my innovation this year was about the family life project, now thinking beyond the people of Kampala, the people who are in centers, thinking beyond people who are in villages. How can they also access or benefit from the innovations that we women and any other man put out there? So my innovation was really looking at the underserved, the people who earn very low in this country, and people who we call poor, in my own understanding. So my innovation really touched those people, the low income earners, the underserved. And I'm very excited to know that now we have a policy in the industry here in Uganda where it reaches to those we may call very poor that cannot afford the policy that most of us are selling here in Kampala. So that is it for now. Thank you.
How are you able to use technology to reach those underserved communities? You also sell those products, then considering that they face major challenges like access to internet, let alone access to electricity.
Yes, thank you. Like I said, we are using so much of the Zoom, like through the organized groups, not really one-on-one, for example, through churches, through circles, those village circles, the Niginas. In my village, we used to call them the Niginas. And we make sure that we explain to them to their languages that they understand most, together with my team. So you can see that when you're reaching to the many, then you don't need to talk to one-on-one. You need to go through the churches where, in our villages, most people meet in churches, most people meet in circles, most people meet in the village clubs. And that's how we've been able to reach to them and to sensitize to them about how important it is for the underserved, the underprivileged to also access the life insurance policies, because you will see that they are paying so little money, around 5,000 per person a month, and which is affordable to most of them.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yes, I'll proceed with Tracy. Share with us a story on how you innovate, and also while at that, you interact with technology.
So for us, for example, at Fashion Success, we do use social media marketing to reach to our customers of the last mile by making posts. Of course, we also design some graphics, products like flyers, which we share on WhatsApp on a daily basis. So you find you can't tell even the number of people who are viewing your status, because when you share with a friend, you're not sure who is viewing that person's status. So you find in the process, you have like 100 people who are getting to know your product without your awareness. So we do track our metrics through using LinkedIn for it. It is more easier. You can view and tell like the number of people you have reached. So we also use Instagram to promote our products, Facebook. Then at Moni, we are using technology to make content of which we later commercialize for finances, also supporting our business. And at Venus Crafts, we also reach our customers through social media marketing.
Thank you. At Wena, we are currently using technology to, one, reach out to our customers placed via the mobile application, as I mentioned. But also we are contributing to the industry through information sharing on our different platforms, where we bring professionals from different sectors within construction to be able to talk about different topics that have been a challenge to people on the construction journey. Either the people do not know the right people to consult, know where to find these people. So we are bringing these different people to address what has been a challenge to most people when they are constructing. We are also using technology to do marketing and engage with our customers. But also personally, I use technology as a mother to find out what's happening maybe with my child if I'm not with her, find out what could be happening if she's not feeling well, get to know some of the basic things. So individually, I use technology on a daily basis, but also as a business, we use technology to engage, sell, and follow up with our orders and our delivery.
Thank you very much for that. We dearly appreciate and thank you for being innovative. Now, I want to still begin with you, Vaolah. What are some of the benefits of, as a woman being innovative, and then being innovative specifically in this information technology sense, innovating around ICT? What are some of those benefits of integrating that in your work?
First of all, Wena is using technology called artificial intelligence that helps us with our business, right from tracking and targeting our customers, but also a specific feature that is called design, where you are able to visualize building before you actually invest. So the benefit one to the user is that you're able to understand what it is that you're investing in without investing in a structure. Then you break it down and incur costs that you would not have incurred if you use technology, which we are bringing onto the market, that you now do not have to first build, maybe paint a certain color and then get to think twice about it. So with this feature, it cuts costs. It helps you make a decision because you are seeing exactly what you want to invest in. So that's the first benefit of technology. Regardless of the industry, I think technology is bringing down cost of doing business. You're able to do so much either on virtually or understand and use information, make decisions based on data. So technology is helping business owners like ourselves understand what it is that we are dealing with, because we make decisions based on facts that we have through technology. But also it's bringing together many people that would not have reached out to if we are doing the traditional means of reaching out to people. So social media, for example, is creating a community where you're able to reach out to many people at the same time. So you do not have to incur transport costs of going from one person to another, but rather using a channel where you're able to reach thousands or millions of people, depending on the content and the audience or channel that you choose to target. At Wena, we are also glad that technology is helping us bring our customers to understanding how exactly they are spending in terms of bills of quantities. With our feature called Calculator, where you're able to calculate the specifics of what you need for your structure, you're able to understand how many bricks you will need for a certain wall, how much paint you will need for a certain, room. It's very specific that you do not now rely on a human being to tell you how much of what you need. Sometimes people make mistakes, sometimes they are not in the right mood, but technology deals away with all that you are being informed with the figures you enter is the exact output is the corresponding output that you will get. So I do believe technology is helping us achieve a lot more than we would ordinarily get if we are not using technology.
Very much for that. I think it explains, quite much. And to you, Tracy, how is this? Some of the benefits you've encountered in using the means that you use in these, like you explained to us earlier. What are what leverage has given you?
So adding to Vaolah's voice, currently being innovative as a woman, it's very advantageous because we are currently facing a gender gap in ICT. So you find companies all over are looking for ladies to do the representation. You find they want to balance the workspace, like make 50 women. So the qualifications, the soft skills that can set you apart from the other people who are on the outside, that one gives you a competitive advantage over others. Then coming to the side of business, currently technology reduces on the costs. You find I can simply hire just for me the work, designing, promotion, other than having 50 people within a company where I need someone for graphic designing specifically, someone to do the content creation. Today, with the use of AI, everything has been simplified. We have softwares like Canva where you can just do the actual work yourself, create like flyers for yourself, promote your business. Then on the other side of using social media marketing, like the WhatsApp statuses, Facebook, Instagram, there you find you're reaching a larger audience. You're getting more exposure, your business people are knowing it when you're not even aware, because you do not know the people who are really viewing those statuses. You find friends are already sharing. Someone in Kampala gets to know a business that is there in Kampala because of just social media. So you find you're cutting the costs of hiring a marketer on ground who will go around marketing your product. So it reduces the costs, it reduces on the other expenses on the side of the customers, simply because I can contact you, inbox you on my Instagram. I go directly to it and I just order for products. I say, hi, how are you today? I want 30 products. So I'm just working on the transport and then payments through mobile money. So technology around has simplified everything and made life easier for us. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Tracy. And Lydia.
Yes, thank you. So to me, the benefits of this technology, I have so much, because being a salesperson, I've got to be out there, whether it is raining, whether it is there's a lot of sunshine, but you must appear out there and you must speak to very many people in order to close the sales. So to me, one of my innovative was the digital marketing, which I've got to talk about how I've benefited from it as a woman. Being a mother of 3, like my friend has just said, being a mother of 3, and then you also have the job. And you also have got to excel, not just having the job to just sell, but a job that you look up to, that puts your daily bread on your table. So digital marketing to me has, even coming to this show alone, I did not bring myself. It markets you everywhere. Coming to this show, somebody must have either watched my recordings online to be able to come to this show. That is one. It advertises you as a person. You are known out there. As we are here, some people are watching us, some people are listening to us, and to me, it is the key. And also keeping in people's faces all the time. Somebody opens a Facebook, you're there. Goes on your status, you're there. Like in a day, to me, people who watches my status would be around 250 to 280. And to me, as a salesperson, I have talked to many. Then the online being like, for example, the other day trained from morning up to 2. What I know, most people did not even reach work. But me, where I was at that time, I was comfortably selling. It is raining, but I'm comfortably selling. I'm selling my videos. I sponsored a video on Facebook, and it reached to thousands of people. And I want to tell you that very day I made sales. Paying these days, as my colleagues have said, you pay using mobile money. Somebody sits on her laptop or his laptop and sends money to UAP. So I don't need to interface with the client. Then emails that we are sending, random emails, moreover. Being a salesperson, you pick contacts everywhere. You can even go to I buy books, I buy directories, where I can face people, or I can approach companies that we pay to send our information on people's emails, on people's companies. Like I've said, we've got to think outside the box using the same. Then on the other social media platforms, I personally own a website that I pay for myself. Was like, as a woman, I need to be out there even when children are sick or when I'm in the hospital. I've got a website that I can check on a daily basis, and I find thousands of people have, checked. They have left their messages for me to reply. I've got a team that I've got to go onto my website and reply accordingly. Quotations are made there and then, that even if I've spent the whole week with my child as a lady in the hospital, but the rest of the things have been running in a smooth way. So to me, technology has done me wonders. That last year I did a lot in this insurance industry, that I was the top, having brought in the APE. You may not understand the having brought in $1 billion in this industry. It has never happened. And what I know, technology also this year for 2022, which they're almost going to announce in this April, I should be among the best. But what has helped me, it is this online. Then lastly, we also have the online portal where clients can serve themselves. We can never serve people and finish them. Like if you want to use your voice as Lydia, you're talking to people there and you think it will be enough. People have got to search online, the most innovative insurance agent in Uganda. Who do I deal with this year? And my name will appear. Having that website, the form will be accessed. Somebody will fill direct from Mutungamo, from Kasese. They fill forms as I'm also here seated or attending to my sick child in the hospital. Things can continue moving. So women out there, we can do much more using this in the innovations, using the digital marketing, because you cannot be everywhere. You cannot wake up and you're in Kasese, the next day you're in Mbaya, the next day you have a family to look after, you have a child who's sick, children have got to go to school. But as you're driving your children to go to school, somebody is watching your video that you've just sponsored at 5 a.m. this morning. Your information is already out there. So since we cannot be everywhere, but our information has got to be everywhere, then the digital marketing, the innovations that we've got to think about on a daily basis. So the website, my website has just been designed this year, and I think it will be my innovation for 2023. But I'm telling that it's doing wonders, where you just go, you just see thousands of people have really checked on your website. So I expect that people out there, this time there's really no need of suffering, no need of meeting your agent face to face. Whatever you need, to just go to the insurance experts website, and whatever information that you want is there. You will serve yourself. You will have all the modes of payment that you can pay online, and you even get the instant receipts. And what I like about my company, AP Old Mutual, is that even that contract document that you've got to receive after the receipt will also be sent online onto your email. So you can serve your policies without even ever coming to AP Old Mutual, the head office, or even to know where UAP is located. You're served online. Even when the time of payment comes, you just fill the online paper, the online form, that now it's my time for maturity, and the money will be just sent to your account. So I'm happy that I'm part of that innovation. And that is how the digital marketing and my new innovations are working for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you all for sharing us your stories and also sharing the advantages and how, as women, you have maneuvered all the obstacles and hurdles, and now you are benefiting from ICT. And that is a good part. But as all conversations, we must get to the ugly part. There is a gender gap for sure between men and women. Now, here I have, of course, women who know and who are definitely able to use, this technology to reach their clients, to innovate. But studies have shown that there is a very serious gender gap. Now, let me give you, some statistics all over the world. There are 200 million fewer women than men in the world online, fewer women online than men. Now, in 2000, this is also, quite an old statistics, but in 2000, it must have been around 2007, only 13% of Ugandan women owned a cell phone. That was even the internet was very, much present, and that compared to 29% men. Men doubled, the number of women that were having cell phones that time. 78%. This is a research that was compiled by WoodNet. It's a women's network. And 78% of Ugandan women listened to the radio, but only 55% of those women owned a personal radio they could use anytime. 96% of men listened to radio, and 79% men owned, that radio. 21% of women watched TV, compared to 34% of men that watch TV. You see, there are still very many gender gaps in this information technology and digital space. Internet, 1.1% women used the internet as against 3.7% men then, and only 0.9% women had an email compared to 3.4% of men that had an email then. Of course, it has since improved in one or the other. And WoodNet did a research in 2015 to ascertain the changes in those gender gaps, whether they had narrowed. It hadn't. It interviewed a number of people, and of those interviewed, only 21% of female respondents had access to the internet, compared to 61% of men. 44% of men had access to a computer, that is 2015, compared to only 18% of women. And again, we can go on and on and on, even to more recent data. But I wanted to show this that has been also reviewed over time. There is a problem, and the numbers have shown that women are still disproportionately disadvantaged when it comes to access to information technology, to access to digital spaces, but also when it comes to innovation, because you cannot innovate many times when you don't have access. And also in this usage of information technology, women have faced obstacles such as harassment. Policy did a research. There is an organization called Policy, which did a research, and around over 70%, I'll get the figures right later on, over 70% of women faced harassment online during the pandemic, where each one was using information technology, social media to do work. Now, why is it so? And I'll ask I'll ask you to give the perspective of a woman. Why do we still have that big gap? Why are we seeing inaccess when it comes to women? What could be some of those contributing factors? Then later, of course, we shall deal with the solutions. I'll begin with Vaolah, Lydia, and then Tracy.
Thank you. If I got you correctly, you are saying what are the factors? Why is the gap so wide? I think first and foremost, it's the culture norms. If you look at what society looks like today and before, women have always been known to belong to the kitchen. And I don't think that has changed a lot. Most people still think if a woman has a mobile phone, then that's a gateway for men to contact her. So most husbands usually do not want their women to have access to mobile phones, or they will have a certain mobile phone. So it means if they even have a mobile phone, it should either be a shared phone or it should be just a feature phone where they don't have access to internet. So that can maybe explain some of the figures. But also, I think some women are still shy because the internet has, the earlier years of the internet, at least in Uganda, the internet looked like a place where only the beautiful go to. So many women could be shying away from using the internet and also specifically social media platforms because maybe they don't feel that's the space for them. Maybe they don't feel as beautiful as what they see. So women still want to comply to standards that have been set by most other people, the influencers, and other people that are famous online. So when someone maybe logs in and checks out the different pictures that are being shared, they feel like this is not the space they should be at because they do not qualify to be there. So the more people get to understand that online is a space where information is shared, there is learning, there are lots of things beyond duty, status, class, and all other things, then I think we'll have more women getting onto online spaces or technology to understand what is in for them and not look out for what other people are telling them this is what they should be doing. But also, I think we are raising, as a mom again, we are raising children who cannot stand for themselves, who cannot take a stand and say, here I am, this is what I need from this space. So we find most women who cannot pick what is in for them from a space. So if they get online or if they are in a space which has both men and women, they just sit back and say, oh, maybe this is a space for men, not for me. So you find that in a community where both, for example, Lydia is in insurance, if it is in a group of both women and men, maybe in a church, maybe in a circle, usually you find that they will ask a man to be the one to take on technology either to connect a laptop or to connect a projector, you find that people do not select a woman to be the one to take on that role because they still think that it's men that know these things. They don't think that a woman can equally know something. It's not about whether you're a man or a woman. It's not about gender. It's how much information do you have to fix something. So women are still held back because society thinks it's men that know these things more than women. So it's very challenging for them to take up spaces because of all that. But I think there is hope. I think we are going to discuss how then women can come to the front line and also take up these spaces.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Going back to what the findings, we found policy in Uganda which conducted the research also showed that 75% of women face stress, mental stress and anxiety from online violence. 75% of women, and then about 32%, 32.6% of women in Uganda who responded to this research by policy said that they had actually experienced violence, and the most common type of violence, and that was at 42.2%, was sexual harassment online. Women faced, and much of this violence at 72.9%, that is the rate at which it happened, was on Facebook, and then Instagram, of course, then WhatsApp, and then Instagram, name it. Lydia, you've said you use, Facebook, you even use a website to market yourself, and I always hate, of course, to go to the bad part where always women have to be on the suffering side. But hey, let us look at the reality. This is what women face. So share with us your experience when it comes to these challenges that you face as a woman, and what you think is the cause of many of these challenges that also other women face.
Yeah, thank you. There is a certain article that I read yesterday that said, unfortunately, we need around 90 years worldwide to reach the gender equality. So we can see where we are heading, but that will not stop some of us from achieving our dreams and being innovative and still. So I like what my colleague just said. Unfortunately, the points are still the same about most of our people here in our traditional society are thinking that for us women, we belong to the kitchen. Unfortunately, we still have even men here who still think so, that a woman belongs to the kitchen. That even when you try to come up, we've seen some women that even when you try to come up, you're selling your things online, you're on internet, you try to make your own website. That even when you come up, people will still come and some despise you. For example, you're trying to sell and somebody thinking that this woman, she's spending a lot of time on the internet and maybe she's not taking care of the other things. And to this, sometimes even your own man can as well complain in most cases that you're everywhere. My friends are telling me that your woman is everywhere. So to me, it of course reduces the morale of that certain woman trying to sell herself out there. The people's perception sometimes that comes with that, somebody thinking that somebody became a prostitute. I've seen my friend that I also follow, Zari, I think all of us know Zari. You can see that even the problem that we still have here, that even your fellow women also despise what you're trying to talk about, what you're trying to bring out to the public about either woman or about anything, any business that you're selling. So even we are still in this culture where we have a woman despising a fellow man, and yet we are supposed to not support one another. So to me, when I see a fellow woman despising what the other woman is.
Lydia,
Am I still there?
okay.
Yes. So also the workload that is on the side of the woman. The workload is too much. You have work, you have a family, you have the children. Like you'll see that in most of the hospitals, that even when you visit the hospitals today, you'll find that it is the woman attending to that sick child. You will see in the morning, if you're always observant, you will see that is that woman holding the child's hand, taking the child to school. And I always ask myself, at that time, where is the man? Are we becoming so many women that it is now our work all the time to do that, but yet we have also got to balance the other work? So we have got a lot of workload as women. And to me, such innovations will be our resolution, our solution for all the challenges that we may have. That even when that woman is in the kitchen, can you also open up a program on your phone and begin to show your skills as cooking skills? Because now it will now come back to our perception also as the women doing it, as the women innovation, as the women trying to bring the gender balance. If I've been left home, can I also start up something as a woman and I begin to show my cooking skills on the internet? That is if I'm allowed by either the spouse or something like that. Can you also be good at something, gardening? Can you also show some skills on gardening? Can you also plant some fruits in those pots at home, and now it becomes your channel and you begin to earn from that maybe in the near future, or you begin to be consulted? So it's also about us as women and what you believe in, okay? If you're that person who believes in negativity and a client of mine comes on internet and says, Lydia, I think what you're saying is not good, because I think that we sometimes hear, we get to when you're trying to post your stuff on social media, on groups that we have on our, you get one client who is not happy, maybe he was never paid in some other company or just a small thing, but comes and says, you know what you're doing is not good, and it is not, what she's saying is not the actual things. And then you're like, okay, I think this has taken my day off. And then, so it is about what you believe in and the consistency as a woman. But we can never wake up and solve the problem that a man is 100% equal to the woman because of natural factors. You forgot to carry that child for 9 months. Where is the man? Should we just say that also a man should also come and begin to carry children? So that those natural factors that somehow we are affected. So it is about us the women out there, to begin thinking differently, to begin becoming innovative. But I don't think, like I've told you the article, that we still have the 90 years worldwide to reach the gender equality. Some of us may not still be there now, maybe to be now our children to carry on the what we are trying to carry out now, to make sure that out there people change. And you also note that when you heard about the Minister of Education saying that the number of girls that begin school and the number of people that end P7, you will see that the most percentage of the girls are the ones that drops out. Maybe it's high time the government begin to think about the policies that will favor the girls, that even if somebody becomes pregnant at 14, she remains in school. Maybe it's high time, but you can imagine the boy who has given the lady pregnancy, for him is in school. That's why I'm saying that there are those other natural causes that will stop us as women from reaching the gender equality of 100% to the men 100%. I even think that 90 years is still so low because of those other natural factors. And lastly, you will see that in our current society, men have neglected their duties. Maybe most women would be having their time to also be on internet, also be everywhere, but because men have neglected their families, you will see that even most women these days are very single. Those articles are always on internet. You will see that women are single, meaning that they're taking so much of the responsibilities of what the man is supposed to carry. So she's carrying both responsibilities of that of a man and that of a woman. So you ask yourself, where would that woman get the time to be out there? Where would that woman even get the time to think about the other side of the innovation? She doesn't have the time. She's at work. She's running to pick the child from school. She gets home, the child has to eat. she's eating, then she's washing the uniform for tomorrow. So at that time, maybe the man is just seated watching his news, you know. Indeed, he's seated watching his news and expecting also the woman after that to come again to bed to do other responsibilities. So you will see that I think naturally women, if men have neglected their responsibilities, have neglected their families, the way I know a woman and how we are made, for us, we shall still be there with the children, with the what. So still you cannot find yourself again at 2 a.m. you're on internet, and again in the morning, the same responsibilities are again continuing. So in the near future, also if you are going to think about what women should do, then it's high time that every woman should begin to think outside the box of what should be done next. And if the government is aware of what is happening, maybe they've also got plans for that girl child, the future or tomorrow's girl child, on how they should begin treating them, so that we begin to reduce on those 90 years of equality. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, dear. In that, really, very much you have shown us is and indeed going to be a big challenge. You know, for example, online, where women are using Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp to market to their work. That women are 27 times likely to experience violence online. Just online harassment online 27 times experience that violence more than men. It's crazy, and I want to give an example. So there is a lot of condescending content when it comes to women who use these spaces. On Twitter, there is a gentleman whom I don't think I should mention the name here because of his unfortunate statements. But this man always makes tweets that take us back to I don't know, like 1,000 years ago. One time there was this picture of Rihanna being shown, you know, Rihanna walking, and the husband is behind, the partner is behind walking with the child, carrying the child. And then this gentleman had a very big problem that Rihanna was walking in front of the husband. So he said, using his Twitter platform, oh my goodness, imagine what this, whatever feminism or what is doing, the alpha male is losing their position. Now it has to be the woman, to even take the lead. See how much the man has been emasculated. So the man no longer has a position, in society. Then another time he made again another unfortunate statement. He said, oh my goodness, how can me as a man come back from work at 2, and then this woman does not provide food for me? How can I be the one to go to the kitchen? I've come back at 2 a.m. and the woman is not even going to come and prepare for me food. I was like, excuse me, what? I mean, 2 a.m. you are putting this on Twitter, where there are very many people who are watching this, and you say you are also a mentor of young boys, and that's how you're using your platforms to talk about issues of women, that women should always be the subjects. So, I mean, even those nuanced, also condescending statements in a way contribute to pushing women further away from these platforms. I mean, imagine you as a woman looking at all this, and of course, many people supported you. Anyway, going to you, Tracy, please tell us some of why you think the situation and the gap is this big, and what are some of the challenges you face yourself in using knowledge for your innovation and also work?
So, reasons for why there is a huge gap in ICT currently. There is lack of lack of access to the digital skills that the women are supposed to use in ICTs. And this is mainly caused by the fact that we have few women who are actually in the digital space. Statistics show that globally we have only 35 women who are participating in the STEM subjects. STEM is just science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And the reason is that most of them drop out.
Yeah, 35%. Is that 35% women?
Just joining in at the level of postgraduate.
Tracy,
And that creates a huge gender gap in ICT.
yes, I mean, she went off, but I know she meant 35% women accessing internet. Yes, yes, Tracy, come back. Yes, you've come back. Please, yes, we beg some clarity. You meant 35% women globally.
I'm saying the reason for the huge gender gap is because people lack access to the digital skills, especially the women. Globally, we have only 35% of women who are participating in the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math subjects. And this is based on the fact that most of the ladies drop out before reaching the graduate level. Like you find the person is dropping out before even reaching Form 6 at the advanced level. So this creates an increase in the gap. And also there is the fact that there is the access gap where you find people from remote areas, rural areas, not have access to the ICTs, not have access to the smartphones. For example, most women in villages can't even afford feature phones, a feature phone which goes for about 40K. So you find most of them are left out. Yet most of the digital technologies are and the activities are run using smartphones currently, especially in Uganda. You find someone can't make simple transactions like mobile money, making payments, ordering, maybe using Jumia. For example, a live example would be the Jumia app, where most people are using it to order for products, making payments. So it is only favoring people who are in the urban centers. You find those in the villages are being left out because they can't access the digital devices. They do not have access to the smartphones. So it would be better if the government maybe introduces in policies of lowering the costs of those digital devices and also maybe creating affordable internet bandwidth. Then there is also a problem of women lacking role models, people to look up to, people who inspire them, looking at this person and saying, yeah, I want to be like the other lady. Because women are few who are actually showing up for the tech innovations in the tech sector. And then there is also another fact. There is a report that was made by the Wage Global Report in 2021, showing that 20% women globally earn less than men. So this alone demotivates us. You find also the few who are already taking part in the tech and innovation world are demotivated. So how about we look at it as maybe getting to encourage them, at least increase on their pay, keep them with some allowances to give them the zeal and energy to participate further in the innovation sector. So the other factor would be that women, naturally, we are shy, most of us. So you find they can't really show up for the innovations, for the tech events, and they can't even run tech-led businesses. Also, a report made by a certain organization showed that only 26% of women can actually raise funds for their tech-led businesses because they are shy. They can't come out and raise funds to potential investors. So really there is a lot to be done to include more women in the tech sector.
Thank you very much, Tracy. not to man explain, but I mean, when you say shy, I think it's not natural. I think it's because of the societal, it's societal, you know. It's not that women are born naturally shy, but how society has structured the position of a woman is what has forced, you know, that, you know, shyness. Because I mean, if you're going to go to a platform where there's the odds are against you, even your confidence is not, you know, as much. Where you grow up, from your childhood, and you experience, you know, violence on the way to school, where your ovaries are kissed and then insults are thrown at you. I mean, it's not your fault that when later you grow and you're more cautious about your spaces, which could be considered shy, you know, it's not your fault. So I think it's not natural, but rather maybe societal, that women many times have to cave in because of the too, you know, much injustice and the too much harassment, too much you know, unfairness that has been met, you know, on the girl child and on the woman. So these culminate into lack of confidence, into failure to show up, name it. So now we're going to the last part of this discussion, and we want to hear some of the solutions. What do we think should be done? And you know, on the part of course, the women, on the part of us as a community, us as people, and very importantly, on the part of policymakers, government, the international international community, name it. What should be done? And I'm going to begin with you, Tracy. I don't know if I've given you enough time to think about it, but yes.
Yes, it's okay. So what can be done currently? First of all, we need to give women the ground, the space, favorable environment for them to show up. Let the women lead. For example, if you have an organization, let the woman take a woman-led position that favors her, that is more sensible, makes sense. Not put us in those downer positions of being a junior. Take us to the senior. Also try out new things. Then the other thing would be government can come up with more supportive programs for supporting women. For example, I would use the recent example of opening up an innovative technology sector for supporting the women in tech that they recently did in Chirugura. That was a nice stage for us, for the women to proceed, to progress, because that is very supportive. So we need more of them, not only in Chirugura, go down to the other villages in Chisoro, Kapchora. What are you doing? Involve them. Then the other thing would be sensitizing the public to create awareness, make people aware that we need women. We need women in the tech sector. We need women to become leaders in the industry. Then the other thing would be let the investors that we have also support women-led businesses. We need women entrepreneurs who are in the tech sector. If someone is just fundraising for her business, then support it to increase on the participation of women in tech. Then we could also look at involving women who aren't aware or lack skills of digital innovation tech by training them, come up with sessions. For example, this one, it's a credit. You're training people, you're giving them information, you're going to upload this after, so people will get access to the information. Someone will be inspired, motivated. At least the lady out there will have a reason to continue in tech. Then the other thing would be let the women who are already there become role models. Not just stop on what you're doing, but try to improve yourself so as to inspire and get more women into this tech and innovation sector.
But yes, over to you, Vaolah.
Thank you. So first of all, before we come to the conclusion, I want to thank Lydia and congratulate her on her awards. I think I didn't say that. And also to say Tracy is sharing very interesting figures. So for me, it's what are we doing as women individually? What are those things that we are doing to bring us to the forefront, to also be visible and called out when they are looking for people in positions? As a business owner, are you skilled enough to work for someone else if you are not your own, the owner of your business? If you're not, then that means you are just in that position simply because you own the business. So I would want to challenge women before we get to other people and what they're doing for women. Women who would want to also take up competitive positions should challenge themselves, reskill themselves, and find information on how they can be credible, or on how they tried as much as I could for the past 5 years, 5 coming to 6 years that I've been running Wena. I've tried to understand if there are any specific policies that are of an advantage to me as a woman in business, but also as a woman running a tech business. And I haven't found any. So which means the government, well, it's a good step to be talking about women coming to leadership positions and women taking up spaces. But there is not any policy that really supports women as women leaders or women business owners. So I think if just like in school we've had 1.5 given to girls at A level for them to join university, what is it that the government is doing for who own businesses, who run businesses, or who are in leadership to encourage more women to take up these spaces, to be innovative, to take on business or whatever it is in the innovation space, and specifically in the tech industry? Then the affirmative action. I know there are so many organizations that are encouraging women to take up positions, to take up leadership, and also to encourage other women to take on the same, challenge. But I have not seen many that are taking this as a process. Most of us are taking it as an event. We organize an event, Women's Day, and wait for next year. And yet learning or mindset change is not something that happens overnight. We need to continuously talk about these things. We need to identify women and get to teach them on how to come forward, so that next year we are then saying, this year, this is how much we impacted women. Maybe 90 of them are now online, 70 of those are running businesses, and 50 of those are making this much revenue, so that we have a tangible milestone over time and we reduce on the 90 years that Lydia mentioned. Otherwise, if we only get to discuss things only when it is Women's Day, then we might lose out on having to achieve practical solutions on how women are just moving from the kitchen to actually taking up leadership positions. And as Tracy mentioned, I think those that are already in these spaces we should challenge ourselves to be role models that are reachable, teachable, and able to listen. The reason why I'm saying that is sometimes people who have already achieved certain things might not understand how challenging it is for others. So they just don't understand how someone else is not doing what they are doing. But if someone who has made it there is able to understand that someone else is not making it to where they've made it because of certain challenges, then we'll be able to find solutions and have other people taking up these spaces.
Today, I don't think I will talk about the government in this, because before we reach the government and somewhere else, to me, I believe us as women, we have got a lot of work to do. First, a lot of work, because You can't believe that somebody who is now speaking with you, Lydia, say, lost the parents at 4 years, went to that poor school, come up, but brought herself to campus, paid her fees. Now she's now here intimidating the country as the most innovative. So it is about us, women out there. It is about us. Whereas you're a woman there in Kabare, in those hills, planting your sweet potatoes, doing whatever you are doing, it's about us. First of all, we have got to begin believing in ourselves, in whatever we are going to do. Because we are all not going to be lucky that we shall all born in America where policies are just, you know, or you all shall find ourselves all in the city and therefore everything is better. No, that one, it may never happen. So it is about us. Every woman out there listening to us, it is about you as a young lady, wherever you are, wherever you are. If you can access internet, even when you have no phone, but to me, one of my points that I want to mention here is that I want the women out there to learn about saving. Yes, it's my area, but it is also shown that we spend a lot. We have already said that we earn less. But again, whatever we earn, we want to spend a lot. Reason, naturally, there's that competition. You're seeing somebody on internet, because now we see we are putting the blame to those people who don't even can't afford the phone. But me, I'm looking at this one here who can afford the phone, but doing nothing with the phone. The data is there, but doing nothing with the data. That is the woman I'm talking about right now. What are you posting on that phone? What is your phone helping you? Why are you wasting the data for nothing, yet you could be doing something productive? So I'm looking at that woman who earns some 200,000 and wants to spend the whole of it, not knowing that I can send my 10,000 and within 3 years, I also start up my own business. So it is about us women out there, learn how to save. No matter the little that we earn, let us learn how to save at least 10%, because we shall not be here forever. Somebody has got to set a target and say, in the next 5 years, now that somebody is using me in her shop or in his shop, in the next 5 years, I must get out of this and go and employ myself. We have seen women starting businesses with 500,000. 500,000. That is my number 1 point. 2, I think we shall also need the effort from the men. Men, we need you in this thing. Reason, I expect a man, of course, you've got a mother, the person who gave birth to you, your mom. Maybe you're not happy with the condition you guys grew up in. So as a man out there, what are you changing in a woman's life? You've got a mother, you've got a wife, you've got a daughter, you have got your aunties around you. Maybe you're also not happy with the conditions they are in, but you're also not giving guidance. And here, to me, when I talk about help, I don't mean that you go take money home. No, guide them on the next steps. Unless men are also comfortable and they don't want they see growing a woman as competition. But if as a man out there, and I have my mother and I have my sisters, I also wouldn't want to see my sisters being treated in that way. I come out. So this responsibility is going to be for all of us if you want that gender equality. A man and a woman out there, even if you're not married or you don't want to marry, it is okay. But you have a mother who is also a woman. You have your sisters who are also being, underutilized. They're also there, don't know what to do, and you're not giving help. So to me, I will invite men out there that we need you in this thing. Come and help us, beginning from your family. Help your sister out there, help your mother, guide them, guide your daughters. Because if we are saying that in the next 90 years, maybe it could be 70 years, if we start with our own families, your daughter out there, how are you treating your daughter? How are you telling your daughter to stand out? That's why I said I'm not going to talk about so much in the government. Before we reach government, us men and women in our homes, we have what to do, because we have daughters, we have mothers, we have sisters, and other aunties that we call women. And also, I also want to call out women out there to support one another. Vaolah, my friend Tracy, women should learn to support one another. You'll see that most of the people who abuse fellow women on the internet, they are not men. Just because of competition, naturally, a woman don't want to see another woman excelling more than you. You're on the same level, that you will even find yourself that even when you post your stuff on internet, maybe fellow women are not liking them. Even your fellow workmates who are ladies are not liking them. So as women, there is a lot that we must do in ourselves. A woman out there who will support one another, because if we are many in this world, then why are we all remaining behind? We are many. That means if we were supporting one another, men would not have even, would be somewhere very far. So if we are many in terms of population, how are we helping one another? And then every woman should get a woman out there to where, a role models. We should have role models that if, for example, my role models, say Oprah, you always want to read what she's talking about, that even at her old age, she's still motivating women, talking about women. She has consistently done it. We have seen the Margaret Thatcher, that the first prime minister, or in fact, in 20th century. So you can imagine that if you're that woman that who want to come out, the society can stop you, but we cannot sleep and wait for the society. The society will remain the society as it is. There will be those people who are negative, but the day we shall wake up and don't look at the negatives, and we go with the positive, we believe in ourselves, we get that high self-esteem. So actually, I'm thinking that from primary schools or from our homes, we need to teach the girls, both gender, about how somebody can believe in themselves, about self-esteem, and maybe that is why we shall achieve in the next 50 years. Because now if you begin with our children, that means they will also instill the same to their children. Maybe in the third generation, again, the gender equality, we shall achieve it. So to me, I would just want to encourage every woman out there that the day we begin to support one another, the day we begin to believe in one another, the day we begin to believe in ourselves, the day we stop despising any woman out there and we get that other woman that we can look up to and begin to say, if Kajina is leading this and she's doing it well, how about me? If the position is coming, can I also apply? But you see, some women do not even apply for certain jobs, but just there, like for us women, we are unfortunate. What have you done as a woman? Can you get out of that comfort zone and also be the Maggies of this world? Can you get out of that comfort and also have that positive attitude? Because we've seen people like Zari being abused, being despised by women, but the woman does not sit down. The woman continues to strive what she thinks she's doing best. Otherwise, in every society, those people will always be there. You talk about this, you're like, you're not talking. Even Museveni has people who are despising him. But the man has consistently said, this is what I believe in. People have followed him. So you will find that everyone will get that other person putting him or her down. But it will be up to us. What do you believe in, Lydia? Selling insurance is not easy. Selling insurance is not easy. You enter an office, and an office, they tell you, no, we don't need insurance. But you enter in another office, they tell you, this is what you've been waiting for. So the moment we wake up as a woman and we believe in ourselves, they believe in themselves as women, we shall reach greater heights. And then lastly, maybe the government think about such. The government will just only come and help the women who are already the convinced ones. They're already out there doing something. They've already started their clubs, and just Museveni will just send money to those particular clubs. I mean, the government has got to find us when we are organized as women. And then they will begin to support us when we are organized. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lydia, for that solution-oriented talk. And we've come to the close of our show. We thank all of you for being a part of this show. We really appreciate it. It has been a very fulfilling show. We are honored and we are always happy to have you on this show. You share with us quite a lot, and we believe this will change lives. This will reach the stakeholders. People will use this to do many things, check themselves, but also the stakeholders, and the big players will use this information to better society. The overarching theme of the SDGs is leaving no one behind. We are committed to leaving no one behind. And as this show, we prioritize issues of women now more than ever before. And of course, on my personal level, I also believe in leaving no one behind. And as a man, I'll continue to do that. We have to be deliberate in championing for bridging of that gender gap in all aspects. It's unfortunate that the gap when it comes to technology is still very, very high. Women, only, even currently, only about 63% of women have phones, yet around 78% of men have mobile phones in Uganda. We have to continue and be consistent in narrowing this gender gap in many aspects. We can do it, everyone can do it, so that we live in a society where each and everyone is able to enjoy their inalienable rights and is able to equally contribute to society. I have been your host, Martin, and I've been joined by Tracy, Vaolah, and Lydia in this conversation. The community show is organized and convened by Center for Constitutional Governance and Civic Press TV. Thank you very much, and I wish you a great day.